First of all, I want to congratulate you on the new film Overrun. It is you play a detective, and is that a role that you're used to because you did it on the Perry Mason movies? You played a detective.
Yeah, I guess so. But this was a bit different. I could be Paul Drake's father at this point. So. It's a little bit different, and the character is quite different. He doesn't have that the energy of a young man, and but he was also very, very interesting. I wore a hearing aid, which every actor loves his props, so I got to play with that a little bit, and it was interesting. He's a good guy, bad guy, so it's nice riding that fence, so to speak.
Yeah, I love characters that are gray and not either black or white. I think they're too one-dimensional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was interesting. It gave me a lot of time to, a lot of things to think about, the character arc. A lot of fun, but it was great working all my friends. Josh Tessier, who this was his directorial debut. It was fun to work with him again, and he's kind of following in the same footsteps as Chad Stileski that did John Wick, and Hal Needham, who directed Smokey and the Bandit. These guys are all former stuntman second unit directors that really came out and did very well in their careers. And I think Josh Tessier certainly has the chops to be able to do that as well.
And you've worked with him before.
A few times. Josh and I go way back. We've been friends for more than a decade. I see him personally. I consider Josh to be one of my family. That's how close we are.
Speaking of family, growing up in Southern California, your mom, is Barbara Hale. Your father is
Bill Williams. Yeah.
What was that like for you?
Well, I didn't know anything. As I've said many times in past interviews, I didn't know any difference growing up as a kid. I thought it was just completely normal. The greatest part about growing up in a family of entertainers is that I got to ditch school quite often and go hang out on the set. I'd get to the set at 5:30 in the morning, and that's when I first started drinking coffee. In fact, when I was just a kid, I loved coffee and still do to this day. But coffee and donuts were my weakness.
That must have been quite an education for you, being on set that early in your life.
Well, it was. I got to hang out with, I was hanging out as a young man. I was hanging out with adults. And that was kind of neat, It really helped me grow up in many respects. And it's funny, I didn't think about becoming an actor at that time, although I did a few things. I worked with some actors on Wagon Train, and I think I did a Rawhide with Clint Eastwood. I had a scene with him, which was a lot of fun. But I didn't really want to be an actor. I thought I was going to be a pilot when I was going to college, and I tinkered with playing music, and but I started making money working with South Coast Repertory down there, a pretty well-respected repertory company with David Ems and Martin Benson, and I liked it, and I just pursued that. Like, typically in your life, you start making money at something, and that's what you follow, Yeah,
but falling in love with the stage, I mean, that's a different muscle than television acting.
It was. I suppose it was. But I've always loved the theater. I mean, I consider myself a theater actor. Every year, my whole career, I've pretty much done a play every year, except in the last 10 years, I've stepped out of that. I haven't been able to do it, mainly because I don't have the energy to stand up on stage for two and a half hours, But
and Pippin is an amazing musical. It is just nothing but effervescence and vibrance in that play.
Yeah, that was certainly stands at the zenith of my career. Was working with Bob Fosse, Cheetah Rivera, Ben Vereen, and just the remarkable cast that was assembled to do that. And I think, unless I miss my unless I'm mistaken. I think that was one of the earliest plays, theatrical productions that was actually filmed for distribution on HBO or Family Home Entertainment, one of those two things. I know we shot over 5 days. We shot 5 or 6 live performances, and then one day we brought up cameras on stage. But we had a full audience. We shot up in Toronto. There was 2,000 or 3,000 people in the audience. It was just a ball.
Yeah, and I think, in the younger days, hopping from, one series to another, you're doing a lot of series as a young and upcoming actor. You're learning from every director that you meet. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Do you have a favorite director?
Things that you like and things that you don't like, Do
you have a favorite director you've worked with?
A favorite director? I would have to say Jack Hofstas was probably one of my favorites. I got to do 2 plays with Jack. Marcia Norman's Sarah and Abraham. She won a Pulitzer Prize for Night Mother. And then I worked with Jack Hofstas again. We did the world premiere stage play of Days of Wine and Roses. Wow. I did with the wonderful Maya Dillon. We did that at the Cleveland Playhouse. Those 2 plays. Jack Hofstas, by the way, who's now deceased, God rest his soul, won a Tony for The Elephant Man on Broadway. So those are the credentials and gravitas that he brought to those productions. So one of my favorite directors, and so many of them. Brian De Palma on Carrie. Bob Fosse when we did Pippin, although he wasn't credited for it. He was there every single day, and that was his production. I've worked with, oh my God, just so many wonderful directors. Richard Lester when we did Butch and Sundance the early days. I was reluctant, so was Tom Berenger, to do that production. But Richard met with us and he said, I'm going to make a Victorian Western, Victorian, which he did with his English sensibilities. And it was so much fun working with him because most people know that he was the brains behind the early Beatle films, and he had lots of stories about the boys, as he would call them, and how he developed he would shoot 3 or 4 cameras at once, and he developed that when he was shooting Help, because they would only get one shot. They'd let the Beatles out at one end of the street. By the time they walked down the block, the crowds were so heavy that they never got a second shot. So he would shoot with 4 cameras at once.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Have cash flow and debt issues made it difficult to make car, home, and credit card payments despite your best efforts? And are you facing foreclosure or repossession? The law offices of Paul J. Toscano understand that sometimes it's hard to make ends meet in today's economy and can help you in reducing or eliminating debt, protecting assets, and preventing creditor harassment, and can provide you with experienced, diligent, on-your-side representation. Call or email us today to schedule a free confidential consultation.
Millions of people are losing their dental coverage every year or can't afford dental care due to the high cost. Just a simple cleaning can cost over $100. But there is an answer, TDA. For about $1 a day, Total Dental Administrators covers over 200 dental procedures. Whether you're an individual, a family, self-employed, or retired, TDA has a plan that's right for you, starting about $1 a day. So call or click for your free information kit and see how affordable dental health can be.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up 1 finger if you're a man, women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Butch and Sundance, the early days, it still holds up. It's just a fun paced movie. It's got a sense of humor about it. It has its angst, and you did a great job in that.
Oh, thanks. And wasn't that a wonderful cast?
Oh.
All those young actors went on to have wonderful careers. You know, I always like to think about that.
Yeah, you got to work with a lot of people early on, and what an amazing life that must have been.
Yeah, that was good. It was good. Those years were really good for me. And then doing Greatest American Hero, that was the creme de la creme. And the best part of working on that series was getting to know Connie Seliga and the late, great Robert Culp, who was an encyclopedia of filmmaking. And of course, it has to be mentioned, Steve Cannell, who was, other than my father, one of the biggest influences on my life. What a gentleman.
And what an amazing talent he had for putting word to paper, because we don't see that much anymore like that.
Great storyteller. It should be no, I don't know if a lot of people know, he went on to have like 10 best-selling novels after he was done with television.
No, he's just an amazing and a good actor. I've seen him do a few things on camera as well.
That's right. He loved to act.
The Greatest American Hero, I mean, playing with Robert Culp had got to be just an amazing time for you as well. That series was, I think, more about your friendship with him than it was about you wearing that suit.
Well, you and I might feel that way. I think that was a constant struggle with the network because they wanted to be in that suit 24/7 on that show, and of course it's a well-known fact that I wasn't particularly enamored of that suit at the time. So therein lied the struggle, and ultimately I think led to our demise at the end of the 3rd season because they were just tired of the fight with me and Bob and Steve Cannell, who always was siding with us. We saw it more as a way to talk about society, use it as a platform, always to make it fun in that respect, have it be a fun, entertaining, but also to really say something about the state of the world at the time.
I had heard that they had to redub the show because of your last name and the guy that attempted Reagan's life. Was that true?
That's true. They did it. We renamed the show. The character's name was Hinckley, and then it became Henley for 1 or 2 shows. It wasn't longer than that. And then Michael Pare, very off the cuff, one of the early things, and when I'm teaching the special ed class, Michael Pare raises his hand and calls me Mr. H. Yeah. And that famously became his name thereafter. No one ever called me Hinckley. It was Mr. H.
You're wearing a hat of a director now and again. Do you like directing?
Now and again, yeah. A couple years ago, I did a couple things in Texas, 2 films in Texas. The Clean and Narrow with Laura Layton and Jack Noseworthy. And then I did a film called River's End, which had a wonderful cast as well. That's a young man's game. It takes so much energy. I don't know if I have that in me to do anymore. I directed a few plays, and I enjoyed that. But I'm leaving that for wonderful creative, talented people like Josh Tessier, who did this Overrun, the film that we're talking about here.
Tell me a little bit about the plot of Overrun as well, because this looks like it's a
lot of fun. As I said, he's following in the footsteps of some of these wonderful second unit stuntmen directors. Mm-hmm. And he brings all his talents to bear. The plot is basically fairly simple. It's a military extraction specialist, retired, is drawn back into the fight, so to speak, to save his sister, who has gotten involved with some bad guys, and he needs to get her out. There's some wonderful action, wonderful fights. And I think people are going to have a really good time watching the film.
Yeah, Bruce Dern. Have you worked with Bruce Dern before? I
had not. I had only grown up with Bruce. He's only one of two guys that ever got to kill John Wayne.
Yes.
All right. So
that's true.
That in and of itself is worth mentioning.
Whenever I do interviews with him, I always bring that up, and he's just a little bit like, well, yeah, it was in the script. I had to do it.
Yeah. There you go. Not only is he a wonderful guy to work with, and you got to be on your toes with Bruce because he never says the same thing twice. And he has the script that he kind of adheres to roughly, and then he goes off on a tangent on something else, and you got to keep up or you get left behind. So that was fun working with him.
As an actor, do you lean toward comedy more than you lean toward drama, or is acting?
Well, acting is, as Gary Busey said, he put it when he was teaching Jake, when Jake was first starting in the business. He said, Jake, acting is about pretending like you're not pretending. And I said, well, Gary, I'm going to steal that because I think that's more, that's really appropriate to think about. So I pretend like I'm not pretending in drama, like the House movie, but I always try and bring some comedy to it because I think, it brings some humanity to any character you're playing, is to find the humor in the part.
Yeah, let's and for just a second, let's talk about the House movies because they were so well written. I mean, the first one, was just George Wendt added so much to it, and it was just a beautifully done horror film. Yeah. But you didn't return to the franchise until the fourth one, right?
I came as a favor to the producers. They had asked me to come for a day, and I did that. But Steve Miner, who was really the brains behind that sense of humor, that was one of my favorite things I ever done, I have to think, in terms of film, because I had so much fun. My forte, what I tend to do the best, is play a real guy in an absurd situation.
Have cash flow and debt issues made it difficult to make car, home, and credit card payments despite your best efforts? And are you facing foreclosure or repossession? The law offices of Paul J. Toscano understand that sometimes it's hard to make ends meet in today's economy and can help you in reducing or eliminating debt, protecting assets, and preventing creditor harassment, and can provide you with experienced, diligent, on-your-side representation. Call or email us today to schedule a free confidential consultation.
Millions of people are losing their dental coverage every year or can't afford dental care due to the high cost. Just a simple cleaning can cost over $100. But there is an answer, TDA. For about $1 a day, Total Dental Administrators covers over 200 dental procedures. Whether you're an individual, a family, self-employed, or retired, TDA has a plan that's right for you, starting about $1 a day. So call or click for your free information kit and see how affordable dental health can be.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. but you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man. Women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60. 2 over 50. 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
You're coming out here to Salt Lake City pretty soon. You're doing a Comic-Con here.
I am. I believe it's. I've been aware of the con there for many years, and I've wanted to be a part of it. I'm just very, very lucky that it happens to be this year, and I have a few things to talk about. I think it happens on September 17th and 18th, around that weekend, and I will be there to meet some fans and say hello and visit. I love doing that. I love meeting fans, and I can talk about Overrun.
Yeah.
That I star in with some great people, and Omid Zader, and who's a wonderful martial artist and actor. And I can talk about the film I'm doing now with John Cusack and Emile Hirsch. I'm doing a film right now called The Pursuit, and I got a good.
I literally just got done talking to Emile Hirsch.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, about Midnight in the Switchgrass.
Oh, wow. He's kind of a cool guy, huh?
Yeah, I think Emile Hirsch can do anything. He's one of those
very talented young man. I was a fan, like many people, after Into the Wild. I mean, after that, I said, "Oh my God, I'd love to work with this kid."
Yeah, Lords of Dogtown again is like
great film.
Him on the map.
Yeah, that's true.
And again, a brilliant young actor who is directing too. He just.
Oh, I didn't know that. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, but you're finishing up that production.
I have another week on. I'm down in. I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas right now as we speak, shooting. I happen to have the day off, which allows me to speak with you and visit with you, and I'm real happy to be doing that.
In our final moments that we had, though, I do want to say that I loved watching your mom on screen. She was such a natural actress and really took the role of Della Street as her own. I can't think of anybody else to play that role.
Well, it's interesting. Did you see last season on HBO the new interpretation of Perry Mason? Did you watch any of that?
Yeah, I did, and I saw it was really good, done back in the 30s, but it didn't have. I think it lost its heart.
Maybe so. Maybe so. It was a different take on it. I enjoyed it, but of course, I, like you, I love my mom in that role.
Yeah, I mean,
no one can really replace the original as Raymond Burr and my mom and all those wonderful people.
In our absolute final seconds, I also want to say that your role in Carrie was just great. You know, De Palma must have been a demanding director, but again, what a learning experience.
It's the night of the senior prom. The Bates High School gym is alive with excitement. Everybody is there, even Carrie White. The girl no one likes.
We're all sorry about this incident, Cassie.
It's Carrie!
And everyone makes fun of her. The girl who lives in that creepy house with her crazy mother.
Help the sinning woman see the sin of her days and ways. Show her that if she had remained sinless, the curse of blood would never have come on her.
The girl with the strange power.
If I concentrate hard enough, I can move things.
But tonight, no one will laugh at Carrie.
If you don't have a date for the prom next Friday, would you like to go with me?
She's with the best-looking boy in the senior class.
He's trying to trick me again.
She'll be voted queen of the prom.
You know, I can make sure that you don't hurt Carrie White anymore.
For Carrie, it will be a dream come true. For everyone else, it will be a nightmare. Carrie. A new film by Brian De Palma. Based on the chilling bestseller. Starring Sissy Spacek, Piper Laurie, and introducing John Travolta in his first motion picture role. If you have a taste for terror, you have a date with Carrie.
What a great thrill it was for me to be in probably what was a seminal film for Brian De Palma. It certainly was a turning point in his career, as it was in mine and everybody else in that film.
Have cash flow and debt issues made it difficult to make car, home, and credit card payments despite your best efforts? And are you facing foreclosure or repossession? The law offices of Paul J. Toscano understand that sometimes it's hard to make ends meet in today's economy and can help you in reducing or eliminating debt, protecting assets, and preventing creditor harassment, and can provide you with experienced, diligent, on-your-side representation. Call or email us today to schedule a free confidential consultation.
Millions of people are losing their dental coverage every year or can't afford dental care due to the high cost. Just a simple cleaning can cost over $100. But there is an answer, TDA. For about $1 a day, Total Dental Administrators covers over 200 dental procedures. Whether you're an individual, a family, self-employed, or retired, TDA has a plan that's right for you, starting about $1 a day. So call or click for your free information kit and see how affordable dental health can be.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
This portion of Screen Chatter is presented by VP Dental. Check out our great dental plan starting at just $16 per month. William, Katt, thank you so much for your time here on Screen Chatter. I just really appreciate it. And again, all the best to you. And I'm going to take you for a cup of coffee in Salt Lake City when you get here.
I would very much love that. All right, I'll look forward to seeing you. God bless.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.